ever since I started the prison ministry, it has really given me another way of thinking, and it has really given me clue to understand what Jesus means in Matthew chapter 25, that I was in prison and you visited me. So it has helped me to come closer to God.
I think we use the incarcerational system to warehouse individuals unnecessarily, which erodes our morality and will bankrupt our society, both morally and fiscally.
I think that a lot of them feel like people aren't on their side, and that when they come out, society isn't accepting of them. So they fall back into their same habits. They're not educated enough, especially the younger youth who are going in, they're not finishing school. I just think education is a big part of that.
I've learned that the women really depend on us. They love us coming, especially for the shawl ministry. And two things that they've said to us over the years have really stuck with me. The fact that they feel like free women for the 2 hours that we're there on Monday and Wednesday, and they love the fact that they can finally make their own decisions, whether the color of yarn, the pattern, and so on.
Right now, you talk to some of our kids, and they still idolize other kids who go to prison.
At one point in time, there was an individual larger than me and looking very angry and with a great deal of anxiety, and I had to sit next to him Thursday and Friday and then Saturday, and it wasn't going well at all. I thought we did a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of communication. We went through a lot of different readings and affirmations of people's lives. But then on Saturday, when people had testimonies of what this weekend meant to him, and he was the first to stand up, which caught me by surprise because there was no emotions coming out of him all weekend. And he took the microphone and said that this was the greatest weekend of his life. That he cannot believe that there are people out there who give up their time and their talents to come into the houses of incarceration. During the process of Kenosis Prison Ministry, we give out letters from those who are on the churches and on schools to send to individuals awaiting their return home. Over 90% of these people will return. And that was the first mail this individual received in over 5 years. And he broke down, crying. So when you see this big mammoth of a man looking so angry and so disenchanted for 3 days, and then just sobbing and weeping and thanking us for doing this type of work, you bring out so much more.
I think any barriers come from within the prison and the regulations there. The women are very anxious to learn and would love to have it more during the week, but that's impossible because in the area where I go, which is a minimum security, they do work. And they also do college courses and GED courses. So the challenge is fitting it in. I would call it creative therapy, and to me that would rank high considering the condition under which they live.
The rewards are partly is actually meeting and learning with the inmates. I participate in the Drew University's Theological School's prep program, where we actually take college courses with the inmates, 12 of us, 12 outside and 12 inside guys. And it is revealing the experiences they have to relate and the perspectives that they bring to the table. Regular coursework, whether it's some of it has to do with biblical studies, others have to do with psychological studies, and I've just been astonished.
To educate them and show them that they can be good members of society, and just because they have a label on them doesn't mean that they're not good. And I think if people realize that how much it's costing us and how high recidivism rates are, then I think people will look at it a little bit differently.
Very difficult to combat them in their environment. So our biggest challenge is that in itself, ministering to these individuals in their environment. So that's one of our biggest challenges.
We had a wonderful prisoner who had been there for many years, almost 30 years. She had entered as a very young woman and was leaving as a grandmother. And to spend time with her was always a joy to me. I would be happy to have her as a friend.
So I believe that people attending the conference will be equipped to be able to do that ministry in their local areas.
That's all you do, is you go visit, you become a presence, you don't have to solve any problems, you just show up. And that's the most important thing, just show up.